you very much for inviting me over so I could talk about the European trip. This is my 26th trip with students. I've taken 1,800 students to Europe, and I've got 1,800 students back.
Yes, he did. He was great. Because we probably are one of the families who live the farthest away. And he drove out in the middle of the night, and I made a blueberry cake for him. And he talked about the trip, gave us the itinerary.
But I think also, I think it's an investment in Teresa's education. That's how I would look at it. And one of the reasons why I'm here, instead of having a large meeting at the school with all kinds of parents in there, I like the personal touch. I think it's much better.
We're in paradise. I call this place where these students are right now, the balcony of the gods. I mean, listen, you can just hear the birds, you can hear the stream, you can hear the cowbells. No automobiles here, just service vehicles. You know, this is a nice place to come and relax and to get recharged. I think the itinerary has been superb. I think the accommodations, I think the guides, I think Lupo and Andre, I think you guys are just fabulous. We've really enjoyed you very much. This is what we expect from passports. You know, they've always provided us with great service, and I think they really exceeded themselves the last couple of years. I mean, our trip last time was absolutely fantastic, and we're off to a marvelous start this time. I like to challenge them with my itineraries, and every time I've done that, they've come through with flying colors.
And when we get there that first night, we'll probably arrive a little bit early, and it says here we'll go to the Trevi Fountain, but I don't think so. I think what we're going to do is take you over to the Piazza Navona.
All planned out, day one, day two, and it wasn't just the way they wrote it. It was like the most fabulous trip of your life begins with a day, and it was almost like you won a contest, and the way it was all written up. And Mr. Perro wanted to make sure that we knew what was going on. He talked to the parents, told them about the trip, and even on her birthday, she had a birthday there, he had it all planned out so she wasn't alone, and it was great.
Happy birthday to you!
We were having a birthday party, and then we decided, okay, maybe we should leave our restaurant now because we have a train to catch.
The last 30 minutes have been incredible. We left our restaurant. We have 20 minutes to get to the train station. With 10 minutes left to get to the train station, it was obvious that we weren't going to make it. And so Iggy called the police. The police came in and they led us on a wild chase through the heart of Krakow. We went through red lights.
And the police whipped around, and it was an incredible movie move. This is not seen in real life. We made it here with maybe 5 minutes to get on the train, and we pulled it off. And that was amazing.
It was an unbelievable escort. We arrived with 5 minutes to get onto the train, and through tremendous teamwork, we were able to each take a bag. Everybody was looking after everybody else. In fact, I didn't even know where my bag was, but I just found it. They took care of it.
I saw a great example by our friend Andrew Gill. He didn't even care, how he felt. He's got motion sickness. He just grabbed bags, shoved them in compartments, showed incredible strength.
Kurt's driving on the train tracks in the middle of the road, following the trolley. We got this cop flying down the road, and I'm like, oh great, now we're gonna get pulled over for driving on the train tracks. And the cop just pulls this U-turn and escorts us all the way to the train station. It's pretty amazing. Then we grabbed all the luggage, and that was pretty hard.
Maybe you don't know, but this was a guarantee from Passports, this adventure. Did you know it?
My favorite was Wengen, in Switzerland.
No, it's Wengen.
Wengen, sorry. I liked just the views in our hotel room. You'd look out and see all the Alps. It was like the most beautiful place I'd ever seen when we got there. Well, I liked the hike. We went on the hike. The second day we hiked down the mountain, and it was so beautiful.
Yes, I'm in Europe now. We're up in the Swiss Alps, the highest point in Europe. It's great, absolutely beautiful. It's unbelievable up here. We're above the clouds and you can see everything. It's amazing. My parents paid for the most of it, but I paid for most of my spending money and most of the trip. The teachers, really let us have our own free time and let us do what we want, but they also keep us, under control and, keep things in line. I love you, Mom and Dad, and I'll see you when I get home.
You're going to be able, so travel puts faces on statistics. I love that statement because I think that's true. Something happening now, all of a sudden it becomes very real to you.
But with the itinerary that Passport wrote up, you knew exactly, like every day my husband made a copy, brought it to work, I had my copy. When we got up and had coffee, we would see where she's going to be. We'd say, oh, she's going to be here.
I'm very favorably impressed. It sounds like a well-organized trip. It sounds comprehensive. It's going to cover architecture, history, culture, religion.
I was doing some business in Belgium this week, and I have a daughter that's gone on a trip with Passports with her high school in the United States, and I was able to surprise her by showing up in Avignon, France. We knew about a year ago that this trip was coming up, and there's been a lot of work done ahead of time to prepare and understand the countries they were going to visit and to learn a little bit about the history. Actually, for us, it became a little bit of a family project, sort of go over the map and understand where she goes.
I've heard some people talking about it, and everything I've heard is positive. They're all so excited about it, and they were always giving it rave reviews and talking about how wonderful it was and what a great experience it was and how much they enjoyed it. I heard a couple people saying they wish they could go back again.
People say that this is a trip of a lifetime. I don't believe it. I think it's the beginning, of a lifetime of trips.
France?
Yeah.
Were they kind?
Yes, they were very nice. I was surprised, but they were very nice and showing me your best ice cream shops. I kept trying to ask for those.
If somebody think that French people are against America because the Iraqi war?
Yeah, I think that's just a stereotype because when you get there, they're very kind and helpful.
Oh no, I never had a bad experience with the French. They were always nice, and when we tried to speak French to ask for something like food or anything, they kind of helped to figure out what we were asking for.
It's very hard to go back to those places. I've read about them, I've learned about them, been taught, and nothing prepares you for what you see and what you learn there. It's a very big event and very emotional event for the trip.
I felt sad, but I also sort of felt angry at just that something like this could happen. And I felt really confused just about, like, how could this have happened and how could other people let it happen? Like, hate like this has to root somewhere, and if enough people can see it, they can stop it before it happens. I think if we just try to inform as many people as we can, and if everybody who comes here just tells all the people they know about what happened, then we can help stop it from happening again.
I think those kind of things are kept the way that they are so that we can see them and learn from them and hope that this kind of thing won't happen anymore, and hopefully we can learn something.
Your descriptions are very tantalizing. I think it gives a great preview of how wonderful this could be, and
It will be a wonderful introduction to European cultures.
One of the expressions I like to use is that travel puts faces on statistics, and life is never the same when you come back from a trip like ours. When you come back, you're watching the news, and they talk about something happening in Paris or something happening in London or maybe in Berlin. You can put a face on it. You understand it. You understand what Berlin is. You may even know the situation where the event is taking place. And also, after learning how to travel, we also travel to learn.
Ah, vous dirais-je maman. As a courier for passports, I learned that it was written by Mozart, and here in the US, they call it Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. C'est formidable ce qu'on apprend quand on voyage, n'est-ce pas? Tu m'attends ici, je reviens de suite. Hein?
Vivi, so nice to see you again. Wonderful. Welcome to the Abbey, Vivi. You know, you don't compare things with the United States. We have our way of doing things. They have theirs. And we have to respect their ways of doing it. So our motto is flexibility, sense of humor, and have an insatiable curiosity. Those are the things that we sort of abide by.
We are here in the center of the whole palace, and you may ask yourself, why is there a bed and not, for example, a throne? And this is because of an old tradition of Louis XIV in France. And here the tradition to give the first of the last audience of the day. We are here in the dining room of Ludwig II. The chandelier you can see here is made of Meissen porcelain. And Meissen is a very famous and very expensive porcelain factory.
Students will grow from this. Parents say, how can my son or daughter grow in a month's time? And I say, you wait and see. And when they come, and several parents have come back to me after and said, what a difference in my child.
Very different. Different because she had made a lot of friends. It was really good for her. And she had a lot more confidence. She was able to call up people, and mostly was to see pictures of, poor guys, to see pictures of Andrea and Lorenzo and Lupo, which she really took a liking to.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.